Alright, good afternoon, everybody. This is a live severe weather briefing. I'm Illinois Stormwatch senior forecaster JD Rapp back with you in the Illinois Stormwatch Weather Center right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, and this does cover parts of Effingham. I've been watching the storm for the last couple of minutes, and this stuff blowing up, so let's go to our radar, and I'll sort it out. And I also want to talk about the flash flood threat that's been going on toward the north, too, but first of all, I want to talk about the severe thunderstorm warning that goes in effect here. And this goes north central Coast County and central Illinois, north central Tour County and central Illinois, eastern Shelby County. And just a second, I'm going to send Isaac Shop a invite just in case he wants to come on, because he can. So this is a line of storms had just developed and just popped up today, and this is what we've been talking about. It's maybe some damaging winds. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, so we got we'll zoom in here, and it goes for central Shelby County, central Illinois, and western Currumbin County, central Illinois, and Effingham counties, and south central Illinois at about 4:30. At 3:43, a severe thunderstorm is located near Shelbyville, moving southeast around 50 miles an hour. So this is booking at 50. So hazard 70 miles with this line of thunderstorms. If you live in Strawden or Chubway around 4 o'clock. This is in the path of the storm. This includes Effingham, Trenton, Tutput, and Morse Rose. This includes Interstate 57 between miles mark 106 and 190. This includes Interstate 70 between miles mark 79 and 107. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect. And just got a comment here. Is this Satur, Illinois? Let me check and see just a second. So main risk is going to be damage and straight line winds with this. I mean, if you're in the path of this, you could see some, and this is not for that either. So let me move and check the severe thunderstorm warning that's in the red box here, and you can see very strong to straight line winds. We got some winds could come down to the surface. This goes through about 4:30. So I'll switch back, and we're also getting some reports are coming in of winds over 70. A train spotter reported 70 to 75 miles wind with this line. So we could be getting some significant winds with this. Tornado risk is very low. It can't completely roll out a spin up with this line. And you see Shelbyville. If you're in that, be ready. That line's coming toward you. Itoko up here. Be ready. That's coming at you. This line of storms is going to come near you. We definitely got to be aware of that. And new storm up here. These sails are just below severe levels. Now, I am going to add probably just got some more people coming in asking questions. 80 miles up the interstate. I'll have to look that up. Alright, Josh, the train spotter means somebody spots stuff. Alright, I'm going to add the other sites in now, since we might be do some other things here. Since we got a couple warnings in Missouri, we want to keep track of everything. Severe thunderstorm warning up there, and we also got this other severe thunderstorm warning out here in Missouri. This stuff will go into effect. And this severe thunderstorm warning out here, it goes into effect into north central Leeward County in central Missouri, Kansas, north central Clay County in western Missouri, north central Platte County in central Missouri to about 4 p.m. It's about a few minutes at 3:28. Severe thunderstorm located near Watson, moving at 35. So hazardous 60 miles of wind gusts. So this is mainly going to be some damage and straight line winds with the possibility of some very large hail. Look at this. Goodness gracious. Up to 2.5 inches of hail. So that could be a problem. We're starting to get some very large hail out of these sails today, and that's going to lead to some problems. So we'll have to see about that. New severe thunderstorm warning just got issued up here. And this goes from the effect into about 4:30 for north central Randolph County in central Missouri. At 3:53, a severe thunderstorm located near Cairo. This is out here near Mulberry, moving at 45 miles an hour. So this is booking at 45. So hazardous 60 miles of wind gusts and quarter size hail at this. So main risk is going to be quarter size hail and the winds over some damage and straight line winds over 60 miles an hour. So we definitely need to be keeping that in mind. So right now, if you live in these communities, you definitely could see some winds over 60 miles an hour, and that could cause some minor wind damage. So back up here to Illinois, are being continued to happen. Just getting some more reports from Springfield. A very large tree, element 3 inches in diameter, broken down. About 2 to 3 inches limbs are broke down. So we're getting several. Trees are ripped. And train weather spotter reports wind over 75 with that storm. So you can see what the winds have been doing. They've been having trouble with the storms. So we'll zoom in. Effingham, you're under the warning. So you definitely need to be thinking about moving to your safe spot. Just get away from the windows. That's still some pretty strong to damage and straight line winds with that. So we just decided to pop on for a minute to keep you informed. Let me check here with the chat. Alright, now it's back up. So we got 9 viewers on from Illinois Storm Watch. The storm is in Effingham. You're in Effingham, you're in this. So this is why the warnings have been issued. It's because we have this whole line of storms have developed. That's why the warnings has been issued the last hour. It's because we've been having warnings or been issued. So right now I'm going to check my cell phone and see if we have any updates on Facebook of any trees or any power lines have been down, because that could happen. We can get that stuff to come down easy, and that's the problem when it does. It's only a 20% of a watch. That's very unlikely to have anything like that, but I'm not going to roll that out. Just check with Storm Prediction Center. Just 20% of that watch being issued. Okay, we had a new severe thunderstorm warning has just got issued. This is out here in Missouri. So we'll flip back over here. I've been watching this line for the last, and we've seen some reports, just seen lots of reports coming in. This is north central. Chapter County in central Missouri, north central Randolph County, and north central Missouri, south central Macon County, central Missouri to about 415 at 343. Severe thunderstorm was located in your behavior or near Macon, moving at 35. So 60 miles of wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So this storm here is still capable of producing some damage and straight-line winds. If you live in Behavior, Macon area, New Camber area, definitely some straight-line winds with that. You live in central Randolph County, you're under 1 into about 430, 60 miles of wind gusts, and it's moving at 45 miles an hour. That is really quick. And you see these big sails are popping up. So we'll switch in with our velocity. And doesn't really have any wind shear in north central Woodall County, north central Kansas, north central Clay County, and central Kansas. Let me see if my microphone's on. Central Jackson County and north central Kansas to about 430. At 456, the Thunderstorm was located near Lake, moving southeast at 35, 60 miles of wind gusts, and quarter-size hail with this. So this includes Interstate 70 in Missouri 013, and Interstate 35 Missouri between miles marked 3 and 23. Interstate 29 between miles marked 0 and 16. Interstate 635 miles marked 8 and 12. This Interstate 105 between miles marked 20 and 29, and Interstate miles marked 32 and 62. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning. The other one just got expired over here, so we'll check in for hail. And we're starting to get very large hail up to 1.75. So that is some very large hail with these sails. And you can get some rotation every now and then. I just don't think that we could get a little tight in there. So we'll just look at that. Some damage and straight line winds are going to be the biggest threat. And I also want to come on and address something else today. The flooding. Flooding's been a concern the last hour or two. Head forecaster Isaac was posting that, and I was just going to address this and say flooding's going to be a concern. If you remember, if the rules are, if you see water on the roads, turn around, find another route. That's the best thing to do. Do not go through a flooded roadway today. You're not going to make it if you try. Flooding is a very serious situation, so you definitely don't want to go through flooded roadways. I'll take all the markers off, so maybe we could take a look at that and look at this. Goodness gracious. We're starting to see rainfall estimates today. Almost, we got here in the whites. That's over 2.5, maybe over 3 inches. Make any you're not going to make it. We're showing flash flood warnings, mainly up to 1 to 2 inches. 2 inches the next 2 hours. We're starting to get more flash flood warnings. So 2 to 3 inches have already fallen. So that's never good when we have that. So you definitely don't want to try to go through a flooded roadway. So let's zoom in back to Shelbyville again. We have some damage and straight line winds. Some of the winds are showing very strong to powerful winds. I don't think it's going to be like 80, but even 75 is still going to be powerful enough to start doing some damage. So we decided to pop on to let you know what's kind of going on. So right now, if you're just joining me, it's about almost 4 o'clock. We're breaking in. A line of showers and thunderstorms has developed. That runs through 4:15. And I'm going to check in with the echo tops. And this just tells you how much the type of the storm is going to be like. And just see what we got. very powerful echo top, especially over here by Macon area. That's where we're starting to get very powerful echo tops about everywhere. So definitely you need to be careful on this because there is very powerful echo tops of each one of these cells. So even when we get into the pinks, I'm going to have to take a look at something. We got something trying to rotate a little bit. So let me switch back over here. We got a little rotate, a tornado wanting to develop of one of these cells. I have seen it before. So let me zoom over here. We do have a little rotation up here by Jacksonville. So that cell is looking very intense. We're going to have to watch that because we got a pink marker. That would indicate Alright, sorry about what happened, folks. We have computer trouble sometimes, and the internet went out on me, so that just happens. So we'll get this thing loaded right back up. Alright, somebody asked a question, what part of this? That's Effingham, Illinois. So I'm watching one sail that is giving me a little concern up here in Missouri. This storm up here by Cairo. This storm could have produced some damage and straight line winds of this with some rotation. I think Isaac just popped on to so we're getting still more storms out there. Hold on a sec. Alright, we still got that severe thunderstorm warning that goes through about 4:30. And let's see, damage and straight line winds are going to be a concern. Missouri is just getting this little line, and you can get a tornado back that's been up sometimes with this. So we definitely want to have to watch this. This is a severe thunderstorm warning about 5 p.m. So let's see what we got here. And this could be moving towards... That's going to go a little bit north. So you live... So this is a new severe thunderstorm warning, north central Bond County in central Missouri. So let me add a bit some other things in here. We're going to try to zoom in here. We still got the severe thunderstorm warning, and this does. Let me try to get the other St. Louis site on. And none of these sites don't want to work. So we do have this severe thunderstorm warning from the Weather Service in St. Louis, north central Bond County, London County in central Missouri, north central Shelby County in north central Missouri, and north central Moore County in central Missouri into around 5 p.m. At 3:58, a severe thunderstorm is located near Cairo, moving at 30 miles an hour, 60 miles of wind gusts, and quarter-size hail with this. So, I mean, this uncovers. All right, the new one just updated, and it says right here, if you live in. Now it says penny-sized hail with this. So, I'm a little concerned with the storm because it now says it could have a tornado text with it. So I'm not surprised if we get a tornado warning with this. I mean, we definitely got to be aware of the storm. Red next to green, folks. That is gate-to-gate sheared. So let me check here what warning is that falling under. And we do have that chance of a possible tornado. I mean, a little marker showing up by Jacksonville. If you're in that area, you don't have to go to your tornado safe spot yet. But just be aware that that storm up there could produce a sign of some wind sheared. That's when you get red next to green. But you don't have to watch those sails as a the pro of some sheared with that. No tornado warning yet, but it won't be surprised me if we saw one with that sail, because there is some wind sheared with that. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning as right now. That goes through 5 p.m. And that storm down here just for hail. This one from the Weather Service in St. Louis. This one is just for that storm that we're going to have to watch for. And so, like I said, I'm going to put a track on this. This is the tracks. It could move into Mexico, Missouri. It could move into, like, Morgan City if it holds together. St. Louis, I would maybe keep an eye on it just in case it was scoot. Each minute I check that is a little more tighter. So, definitely we're going to have to keep an eye on that, just in case. So, severe thunderstorm warning continues, and we have to watch these other sails too and see what they do, because these sails are indication of mainly a damage and wind fret, and you can get kinks like this, and that leads to rotation. So let me check for hail, and they're just each marker I show there is indicate 1.75. That's just going to cause some, maybe dent some things up. So, more storms out here in Missouri and Kansas and Wichita. We're going to have to watch that kind of complex. But this storm up here where we're on air still is because the storm is still giving me signs of some rotation. So, the severe thunderstorm warning in effect at 5 p.m. and checking the echo tops, very decent. And I'll analyze that. I just thought we had a new severe thunderstorm warning had just got added to that. That goes through 4:30 p.m. And we'll look at that cell just in a second, just making sure up here in St. Louis, not St. Louis, but up here towards Effingham, it's still looking okay, because that cell is going to have to be watched too. And that will be tracking into like Hudsonville area, so there's a new marker indicated, so any of these storms could have a little sheared with them, and that's why we want to have to watch that. Damage of winds, train spotter for 70 miles of wind up here, and we're starting to get more winds. Some tree limbs have been broke, so that's a problem when we get that. That pink marker, now we got some red, so that now the marker has moved a little bit. So let me try to look at the wind velocity, and this warning will still go through 4:30. But the one at the bottom here is the one that we have to watch, because that is a storm that does have some typically wind sheared with it, and that could cause that isolated tornado warning if it even gets issued. So we'll switch back, see what happens. You live in Madison, definitely need to be thinking about where you want to go in case that happens. Severe thunderstorm warning up here at about 4:45. Central Clay and South Central Missouri, Leaford County, and South Central Missouri, North Central Jefferson County. At 4:09, a severe thunderstorm is located near Leaford to Butner Moose on 25, so 60 miles of wind gusts and quarter-size hail with this. So this includes Interstate 70 in Missouri, into miles mark 13 and 60. Interstate 47 to miles 14 and 16. So this is a severe thunderstorm, mainly hail with this. So we'll check the potentially very large hail with that. And I'm still watching that pink marker. That's where we get the rotation, and it's still tight. So we could be getting a tornado with that sail if it does form. We might not even, that just could be a supercell forming and just some rotating thunderstorm. We don't get a tornado each time, but you can sometimes with this type of environment. So what we're going to do is probably hop off for a little bit, but if this sail continues to tide up and goes tornado warning, we'll break right back in to let you know really quickly on this situation. But this storm we'll continue to keep an eye on. If you live in, like, I'll change back to radar, Morgan City, Walseyville, Easburg, Jerseyville, I would just still keep an eye on these sails until they move. And this severe thunderstorm warning for Effingham is getting ready to expire. Main risk is some damage and straight line winds. Now my main attention into the sail over here in Missouri. We'll continue to keep you updated